Okay, I'm gonna make a video and talk about how I make catfish noodles. There's a bunch of different videos on YouTube about making them. A lot of people kind of make them the same way. Some people just use the noodle, tie a line around it. Some people put the weight in it, some people don't. There's different ways of making them. I'm going to show you a modified version of my way. These do have the weight in them. The noodle is about 13 inches long on the ones I have made. Overall length, counting the eye bolt and the T and everything, is about 16, 17 inches. But I store my noodles in a lockable storage tote like you can buy at Walmart for $5 to $10, whatever. I've got 25 of these made, and I like them. They work really well. I've got 25 other noodles made that I don't have the weight. They basically look the same as this. They're actually a little shorter. They're only about 8 or 10 inches, and they work, but they don't have the weight in them. I like the ones with the weight in them better, and I'll probably be modifying my other ones and putting weights in them. I like the weight in them because you can be floating out amongst your jugs at night, and when you get a strike and that fish is pulling on it, you hear that. I mean, you don't even have to turn the spotlight on and check your jugs. You know when you've got a fish on because you'll start hearing that. And with my other jugs, you can't do that. I have to keep flipping the spotlight on every 5 or 10 minutes and checking them to see if I have a fish on. With these, you know right away if you've got a fish on. So I'm probably going to modify those and put weights in them also. But I'm going to show you how I make this, and it's a little bit different than what you might think. Of course, I start out with my noodle and the PVC. I've got my rebar in here. I've got about 3-inch piece of rebar in there. Some people put like 5 or 6 inches. I don't know why they put that much. You don't really need it, but I've got my eye bolt on here. Just regular trot line. I've got a number 6 hook. Got a little weight there on it, just to kind of make sure the bait goes down. I got a knot in the line there, keep it from going all the way to the hook. I like to keep it about 6 inches above the hook. But you start out with that, put your weight in there. And how I modify mine, I don't just stick a T on it and leave the inside open so water can get in it. I actually start, of course I've got my 3/4 inch T, and I've got a 1/2 inch cap. And what I'm doing with this cap is I'm cutting the top off of it so it's like this right here. And then I take my Dremel tool and kind of grind that down around the outside just a little bit. It don't take much, just kind of grind a little bit and try to. But what I'm doing with this, I grind it down and I fit it inside this T, glue it inside there, and that way it seals that inside pipe off so I don't have the water getting in there, and to where my weight is. But also just keep your rebar from rusting up, and just gives you an additional air pocket for buoyancy. But I'm going to show you here how I do that. This is messy. There's plastic everywhere. Just grind on it a little bit. See if it's going to fit. I don't want it super tight, but I don't want it loose either. There's a little lip inside that T, and if you grind it to where it'll just fit in there, it'll go down there and catch on that lip. You don't have to worry about it popping out the top. Don't take a whole lot of grinding. You don't have to grind real rough on it or nothing. And that's fitting in there good and snug. Maybe a little too snug. Pop it back out, work on it a little bit more. Alright, slides all the way down in there now and catches on that lip inside. So what I do now is just take my glue and I just fill that sucker up with it. Make sure it gets sealed up, watertight. Put it on my noodle. And what I do then, I don't just really have to, but I usually take and put a little glue inside, big glob of it, smear it all around, kind of give it a little extra, you know, glue and sealing it up, make sure it's sealed up good and everything. But that's how I make my noodles. Like I say, they work pretty good. Got a T on it, which helps about, you know, just if you need a little extra to grab hold of when you're trying to pull the fish in or just hanging onto it or whatever. And it'll also help. I heard some people talk about having their noodles actually be pulled right off their pipe and just find a noodle floating in their pipe, you know, will be gone for PVC. So there's no way they can do that now with that T on there. And another thing, it makes it easier about wrapping your line. I just run my line, as you can see, up to that T, wrap it around it, and then just stick the hook in. So it's, you know, it's handy for a lot of reasons. But that's how I make my noodles. They work really good. Like I say, it may cost a little bit extra to make them that way, but to me it's worth it. And like I said, you know, any money spent on fishing is well worth it. So that's my modified noodle, and if you want to try it out, see how you like it. Thanks for watching.